Greetings, welcome to Tifa's Tarot, and today we are looking at January 2023 monthly forecast for the sign of Gemini. So we are going to pull some tarot, and today I've decided to use the traditional Rider-Waite, just the traditional deck, okay? We'll use this, ignore the box, it has had it. And then, so with the tarot reading, we're just going to do a Celtic cross, which is basically just checking into whatever energy that comes up. So it could be about anything. It could be about a relationship. It could be about love in general. It could be about your career or money or like some type of spiritual matter or like some type of mental issues we're going through, or so it could be about anything. So we'll just see whatever energy it picks up. So after that, to give some advice, right? I feel like their point of tarot is not just to identify what the problems are. It's also really to give advice of where to go from there. So we're going to look at the Spirit Animal Oracle and pull 3 cards from there for some general advice, okay? So I did have a slight little meditation before, just to really get some energy around what's happening with Gemini this season. Gemini. Okay, so I do ask the angels, guardian angels, spirit guides, and ancestors to please watch over me and protect during this reading, so that I may receive messages for the sign of Gemini that is always for their highest good. Okay. So let's check into Gemini. Let's see what pops up. All right. So the dynamic for Gemini in January 2023 is, let's see. I don't know, I don't think I could take all of those. It's like 5 cards. I'm really just looking, Spirit, please, just 1 card. Gemini, general message for 2023. So we gotta like narrow it down, right, to just a message that we want. We're looking at, okay. So Gemini, your message for January is the Temperance card. So Temperance is a card of like, it's patience, but it's also minding your business. It's making sure that you take care of your health, that you take care of your finances, that you nurture any relationships that you're in at this time. It's asking you to not go into excess of any sort. So remain balanced at this time. So this is your main energy. So this may be something that you need to do, an energy that you need to adapt to, or something that is just happening right now, right? Or you're finding a greater need to have balance in all things in your life at this time, okay? So Temperance is basically the opposite of chaos, right? It's like having everything just flowing in your life. Like, just kind of look at the card. The angel kind of goes from, he's like just pouring from one cup to another, just keeping everything in balance, okay? So let's see, what is the challenge? Excuse me. What is the challenge for Gemini this season in regards to Temperance? Right. What is the challenge for Gemini? Show me the challenge for Gemini. Okay. Challenge is the Justice card. So, challenges, like the Justice is kind of also a balance card. So Justice is karmic retribution. It's keeping things in the natural order, like Ma'at, right? It's the natural law of the universe, right? Therefore, that's basically what karma is. It's a natural law of the universe. For every action, there's a reaction. For every cause, there's an effect, right? Or consequences to everything. So at this time, you might be facing basically like the challenges of maybe a life in excess, okay? So that could look like, if the challenges if temperance is your main energy, where you're being guided to balance all things, justice means that you've been maybe out of balance. You haven't really taken some time to, and recently, to like kind of look at things from a new perspective. Okay, we're gonna get some more info on that though and see why there's some karmic energy is the challenge, right? So it's like you might be seeing your karma from some of the past that you've done, maybe like being out of whack. So that could be like eating too much, drinking too much, smoking too much, right? Having too much sex. So just like something that you're doing negative in excess. You could be the challenges that this is the chickens are coming to roost, right? That could be the challenge, okay? All right, so next card we're going to pull is going to be what is in the subconscious of Gemini at this time. What's up the subconscious of Gemini at this time? Ooh, I hate when they go. Wow, Gemini's getting a lot of karmic stuff going on here. So, very interesting. There's a theme here. There's definitely a theme. So at the bottom of your mind is the judgment. So this is being called to a higher purpose. This is knowing that what you're currently doing might not be in alignment with where you're trying to go, okay? So deep down inside, if this is a subconscious, this is something that you might be like self-sabotaging yourself at this time and not doing things that you know you need to do, or sticking around maybe in relationships that you know aren't necessarily going anywhere. And subconsciously, at the back of your mind, there is very much this urge or energy of knowing that there's something else that is going to be a higher calling for you, okay? I'm going to go ahead and ask for some clarifiers on this, okay? So when we clarify messages, it's just getting more information to this judgment of like, what are we being called higher to do what, okay? I gotta figure out a method so that these are not like falling on the floor. All right. Okay, so self-defense energy. Okay, so you might be defending yourself in some way. Okay, let's see. You're being called to stand up for yourself, to assert yourself more. Maybe you haven't been getting your way. Just give me one more card, please. Maybe you haven't been getting your way. And you're being called to really stand up for yourself. But you haven't really done that yet. Okay. But you want things to change, the wheel of fortune. So that is like changing events from positive to negative. You want the cycle to move on, right? You want to go to the next sequence. So you're being called to stand up for yourself so that you could get this ball rolling, okay? We're still not too sure what this is about just yet, okay? So let's take a look at the recent past, okay? So I'm still not picking up if this is a love situation or if this is about your job or... So let's see. Show me the past of this situation that I'm picking up on. Show me the past of this situation. Show me the past, okay. Past of the situation that you had to make a choice. So difficult choices. So Two of Swords, right? Let's see, let's pull some clarifying factors to see what were these choices, okay? So coming to the Two of Swords, you had to come to a crossroad. You had to make a decision about where to go, okay? And, Okay. One was to not make it work, right? So this could be about your job. This could be Three of Pentacles in reverses. Not making it work with something or someone, okay? Dropped another card, jeez. Okay. And the Six of Cups. So this is nostalgia. So I'm definitely picking a big time on love. So this Gemini that I'm picking up for had a choice and decision about love, okay? It was staying with the old and true that was not really working, that Three of Swords energy, okay? Or I'm sorry, that was the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So it was a situation with a person in the past that you're still hanging on to, but it's like just comfortable. It's not where you want it to be, but Gemini made that decision. The other choice was, what was the other choice Gemini had? So one was to stick with an old person, and the other choice was, other choice was to follow your heart, the Queen of Cups, to go where your heart is, okay? And sometimes the Queen of Cups energy does not necessarily have like someone necessarily in mind. It's just, this could be like two of the same situations too, because this could be like following your heart and doing what your heart knows is the best thing for you to do. And all you could do is really just follow your heart, and maybe your heart led you back to some misery that was from the past, right? That you're just like dealing with for whatever reason, okay? But let's move on. Let's talk about what is at the top here. So this is what is obvious to Gemini at this time about the situation. What is obvious? What is obvious to Gemini about the situation? What is obvious to Gemini about the situation? Okay, what's obvious is the Ten of Cups in reverse. So this is dissatisfaction, emotional dissatisfaction. Okay, another card popped out. It also went across the room. What's obvious is that you'd like to walk away, the Eight of Cups. So this is walking away due to disillusionment, disappointment, wanting to go on to like new pastures, right? Okay, and wanting to do that because of the Ten of Cups in reverse, right? Feeling, that's pretty heavy. Man, these readings have not been good. So that's what's obvious right now. So I'm so sorry for any Gemini that's going through this kind of heavy energy at the top of your mind. You might be feeling like my home life or my love life is crap, and I really want to be able to like move along, but maybe you don't know how. But let's see. So let's move on to incoming energy. What's coming up for Gemini in regards to this energy? What's coming up? What's coming up? What's coming up? Okay. What's coming up is the Four of Pentacles. So this is really thinking about your coins, thinking about what's realistic, okay? What's going to be more important to you is like what's going to financially make sense to you or materially make sense to you. So if this is in regards to a relationship, you could be thinking about all of the things that you have like together that are not necessarily easy to just kind of walk away from, or it becomes a lot of like financial tie-ins when you're with someone in a long-term relationship, right? Because I was picking up on the Six of Cups, which is a long-standing relationship, and this incoming energy is really thinking about your money, how you could be better at it, right? Or how you could be like more resourceful. Okay. So let's see how the Temperance card, which is our original energy, ties into whoever's asking this question. So once again, this is where people will fall off. This message does not apply to you, right? Then this is not your reading. But this particular card is going to connect why this Temperance card came out. Okay, so why did this Temperance card come out for Gemini? Why did this Temperance card come out? Okay. Yeah, it came out because the Gemini is assessing a situation, assessing the material, your material world right now, right? So Seven of Pentacles is looking at the pros and the cons of a situation. So if you're in a relationship, you are thinking very rational and reasonable about all of the energy that you have put into this particular relationship. And you might not be really that willing to kind of walk away when you kind of think about, you might want to on an emotional level, but when it comes to like your material world, you're not necessarily that convinced because you've got a lot of things invested. And so you're kind of like weighing out what the pros and cons are. If you look carefully at the card, it's like looking at all of this like work that I've put into something, but if you see his face, he's not exactly like happy about it. He's more like contemplating because it has been a lot of hard work and it hasn't been easy, but you're doing it anyway. You're keeping it all in balance and you're trying to not let your emotional state overrule it because like your material state is also very important, and that's kind of key here. Okay, so let's check out the environment. What is the environment? What's Gemini's current environment at this time? What is Gemini's? Ooh, ooh, sneaky, sneaky. Oh, childish behavior. Seven of Swords in reverse. So this is like cheater energy. This is creeping. This is not being, just like not being honest or faithful, deceitful. This is definitely in the love situation. This is someone being like maybe even blatant with their cheating. So I hope this is not a situation, but what this kind of screams to me is like, this is just a scenario that I get from what I'm just kind of like getting right now from this is someone is in a relationship that they are keeping in check and in balance because of finances and so much and all of the investments that they put into it. However, they are incredibly emotionally, maybe even physically dissatisfied in the partnership, and they would really like to walk away, and they would if it were not for all of the investments. Okay, but what they do instead is maybe sneaky cheating behavior that is might even be very well known by the other party who's getting cheated on, but it's like it could be that both people are not willing to let go of the partnerships because they need each other for finances, right, or material reasons. So that's kind of what I'm picking up on in this current energy, being in that, is that someone is just being downright blatantly disrespectful with and open about cheating. I'm going to go ahead and clarify that, though. I don't like that. I got a really bad taste in my mouth, like literally when I pulled that card. But let's clarify this. Okay. Someone wants to be the star of the show. Someone wants to be be on a pedestal. Someone could also be having an unrealistic expectation of relationships, right? Or wanting to idealize something that maybe they will never even get, you know, like, or doesn't even exist maybe, right? But they still have this idea. Okay, so they go about choosing to stay. So this is another confirmation because the Two of Swords has already come out in the past position, and now it's coming up in the current environment, but it's in the reverse position. So this is inability to make a decision to do the right thing. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So that really confirms that that deceptive Seven of Swords energy. Okay, let's go ahead and try to wrap this up. I'm not trying to make this too long because I still got to pull some oracle. All right, let's see what's going on with the hopes and fears. What does Gemini hope or fear? If it's a positive card, it's a hope. If it's a negative card, it's a fear. And that's where I need something else. I can't pick up all of those messages. Okay. Let's get another card. One card, please, for hope or fear. Let's get one card for hope or fear. Let's get one card for hope or fear. Ooh, okay. Gemini just wants to... Gemini wants to play. Gemini wants to lay in the hay. We'll just put it that way, okay? Ace of Wands is a new start of passion, but it's also like, if you look at it, come on, it's very phallic in nature. So it kind of really signifies Gemini might be at a stage right now where they just want to have a lot of like coital relationships, and that's just what's showing up of what this what they want. You know? So if you're a Gemini, you're really just trying to get your freak on at this time, you know? All right, and finally, let's pull 3 cards for the final outcome of the situation. What is the outcome of the situation? And then we'll recap. Okay, so outcome. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse, being impatient. Right, not being able to wait for your rewards. More impatient energy, right? 3 Cups in reverse, introducing third parties into your relationship. This is the cheater card. That is like third parties. That's bringing somebody else into the mix, okay? Whether that person knows that they're a third party or not. Okay. And the 4 of Swords in reverse, so that's interesting. So this could be like coming out, something coming out of a slumber. So something being found out, or someone maybe even going crazy, right, about things that are unleashed, right? But it's coming out, like things that have just been kind of resting are not going to be resting anymore. They're going to be out and open, okay? So to recap, Gemini is in a temperance zone where Gemini is just pouring from one cup to the other, okay? Trying to keep everything in life in balance, trying to keep drinking your water and going to the gym and doing your exercises and making sure that you're okay at work and doing everything that you need to do at work to not only get by, but even be successful. And that might even be like doing everything you can, like to be a great parent or a great husband or wife or a partner to whoever, and you're trying to keep everything in balance, okay? But what's really happening is that there is an imbalance because of the Justice card. So things are not really looking like they're steady, okay? Right, and there's a fair amount of karma that's kind of in the horizon here, okay? So at the bottom, Gemini is being asked to kind of look very carefully at what is their intuition calling them to do that is like good for them, okay? They got to stand up for themselves if they really want to be able to make a change, right? Standing up for yourself, 7 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, right? Making a change in something, right? Making a change in what? Judgment card. Being called, right? To do something that you want to do. So in the recent past, there was a situation where this Gemini made a decision to stay in a relationship that's been long-standing because there was a lot of love there. But even though it was a long-standing relationship, there's a lot of mechanics in the relationship that were not quite working out, okay? So at the top of Gemini's mind, there's this understanding of a real imbalance in your and happiness of the home, like really wanting to like just like walk away from something and go find something else there. But in the future, the energy that kind of traps the Gemini is that 4 of Pentacles, right? So wanting to be resourceful about things and thinking about your money first before you make any moves, okay? And how Gemini has been really heavy into thinking very long and hard about this partnership that they're in, and all of the things that are working and all of the things that they've invested in it, and really trying to come up with, you know, what is the right thing to do. But in the meantime, what they're doing is a lot of blatant creeping, right? Choosing to stay in something that's toxic because they have this idealized version of some love situation that may or may not even be real, okay? But what's really kind of wanted, the Gemini I'm picking up on, is this Gemini is really just interested in kind of a roll in the hay. Like I said, it's like that, like the if there was you're ranking like what someone wants in a partnership, this person that I'm picking on would say like sex is the first thing that they're looking for, right? That they need to have some type of sexual compatibility. Before mental, before emotional, before any of that, they would use like physical chemistry as a guiding line. So, I mean, I can't hate on that. That's just like, you know, different strokes for different folks. And I also think that we change as we, I don't even think we change. I think we just go into cycles, honestly. So that might be important in some parts of our lives, but not always. So I'm not judging or anything. But what's eventually going to end up happening, the energy that I'm getting for January, it's going to be a lot of impatient energy with that Knight of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of maybe things getting found out, right? With the Four of Swords in reverse, right? Things coming out of a resting place and about what? Maybe a third party, right? Or like some cheating that I'm picking up on. So that is the tarot reading for Gemini. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull 3 oracle cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, okay? Just for some advice, because this is like, I don't know, this is a bit much. These readings are not always like what I think people maybe like want to hear, but I'm just reading the cards as I see them, so. All right, let's see. Let's get 3 cards for Gemini's advice. Ooh. Bear with me. Okay, that's 2. I'm going to pull one more. Let's get one more animal oracle for Gemini, okay? Here we go. So, Gemini got all things that fly. Pretty cool. So, the first animal oracle is the dragonfly spirit, right? Interesting. We read it. It says, truth transcends illusion. So, Gemini, while you're making this decision out of love to be with this person that you don't really care about, that you're emotionally unsatisfied with, right? Understand that like it's just an illusion, and that at one point in time you're delaying the inevitable. So you got to stand in your truth, because what you're doing now is maybe just an illusion, and all of the immature cheating and hoping that someone might leave you, or they walk away, or you don't want to be the bad person in the situation. Like, get over that, you know? You're not living in a truth, okay? So what you should do is the eagle spirit. Let spirit be your guide. So even when things are difficult to confront, some of the most rewarding things that we can do are things that are hard to do, right? So never sit too long in your comfort where you're not challenging yourself to move forward to something that you know is better, like suited for you, okay? Hummingbird spirit, be here now, okay? Live in the moment now. Don't worry about all of the resources that you've spent in the past, and don't worry about all of the things that you've had tied together. Don't worry about what's gonna look like if you walk away from this, you know. understand that like the only moments that we really are guaranteed are like the ones that we are living in at this time in the moment, right? So think about that. Think about like how you want to spend your moments, right? Do you want to spend it like in an illusion state, right? Or do you want to spend it expressing real authenticity, right? And living a life that you want to live, right? So that's just some advice from the Spirit Animal Oracle. But anyway, I hope this can reach and can resonate with any Geminis who are going through this type of energy right now. And then remember, in tarot, situations can always be reversed. So it could be someone's doing this to you, right? But I'm just picking up on the energy that I meditated on was Gemini energy, and that was the reading that came out. So it is what it is. Anyway, have a good day, and I hope this was helpful for anyone. Bye.